Yeah, no,
Keandra. No,
I had I had a similar experience as Cookie, where I basically grew up Christian, been in the church. It was more like Methodist and Pentecostal, Kojic style churches and Baptist churches. So there was a lot of just conservative, things that as I got older, I basically was able to put language to it that it was very performative in certain ways. And I think I was maybe in my late 20s when I was actually in my 30s. I was in my early 30s and I was just exhausted because I was in this place of feeling like I got to be on every ministry. I got to basically go to church each and every Sunday, be there, standing in line. A member of a big church. And so got to get there early, got to get your parking spot, got to stand in line so that you can get a good seat.
that sounds like some FCBC stuff. Was that FCBC?
Yes.
Shout out to FCBC, because that was my church home too.
Yes, which I absolutely love and adore. But I was just in this season where I was exhausted, and I was also at the height of being in my career. And so I was working 14 hours a day, still trying to show up for my friends, being, the helpful daughter, just all the things. And basically just got to the point where I was exhausted and felt like I was doing all of these things to perform for God in my relationship with God, rather than actually having one. And so I just basically walked away, and there were some other things that were going on in my life personally, just with my mental health and kind of overcoming some depression. And I just had to do the same thing, where it was like, I just need to completely strip myself of what it is that I'm doing, because it didn't feel right. I was exhausted. I was on the verge of getting an autoimmune disease. Like, it just was like, I'm doing all the quote unquote right things, but yet this is basically what I'm experiencing. And so I walked away and, allowed my relationship with God to basically be, rebuilt from the ground up. And now I'm so much more, I feel free. I feel like the relationship that I have is much more, it's rooted and grounded. I don't care what people think anymore. I love crystals and, have a respect for the moon and, worship God and still consider myself to be a Christian. But, as I've gotten older, it's easier for me to decipher between the different constructs of oppression that are more church-based and religious-based, rather than what it is about God and what, God being representative of love and Christ being, a one that represents social justice, just all the things, so it's like, it's easier for me to decipher between all of those things now. And I just feel much more rooted and grounded.
Ooh, yes.
Yes, I love that. I know
Very
too, it was
well
refreshing. Yeah. And I love what you said about the performative, because it was that. It's like, I'm praying, I'm tithing, I'm going to church every Sunday. I'm not cussing, I'm not having sex. I'm just like, I'm over here buttoned up.
Oh my God. For me, it was worse. For me, it was like, you got to go sit in a box and tell a priest what the hell you done did for the week. I'm like, wait, what? I gotta tell this human. I have to tell this human who sends like me what I did, and he's gonna tell me what I have to do to get right with God. Like, I don't think so.